Believe in yourselves and your capabilities. June 25, 2014. Let your ego-driven judgments and perceptions fade as you open up to the influence of spirit and flow like never before with energy and information that's intended to help uplift humanity. Allow yourselves to tap into the banquet of universal energy you're being given, and know that you're endlessly supported and assisted from the higher realms, which you're growing closer to with every day that passes on your evolving planet. We encourage every seeker who's interested in ascending to put their attention on their ascension path and what's required of them before they can lighten and refine their vibration. We note that a lot of souls are ready to witness a bold ascension-related event that'll confirm the reality of everything they've heard and read about for so long, and we say with love that you have to cultivate the inner changes that are reflected by outer changes before you can witness the miracles you seek. A lot is happening behind the scenes that's related to the greater waves of energy you're being given, but for these waves to reach shore, it's essential for the conscious public and the light workers especially to fill themselves with it and start bringing it through in greater and purer measures. Natural energy conduits. You can consciously receive the energies being sent your way, and in doing so, you'll realize that you are and have always been natural energy conduits. You constantly bring through and express the myriad different energies coming your way, and keeping yourselves open to the influence of spirit and attuning to the higher realms as often as possible will help you hone your reception of these energies, which will cause your resulting expressions to be much purer and more intense. You have the potential to bring through a wealth of pure energy that'll transform the surface of your planet, and if everyone on your Earth were open and receptive conduits for this energy, your planet would be changed in a relatively small amount of your concept of time. A growing number of souls are opening up to the energy you're being given and the general influence of the higher dimensions, and in doing so, they're opening the portal further and making it easier for the rest of humanity to open up to the higher realms and embark on their ascension journeys. Those of you out there who are more concerned with enlightenment than ascension are encouraged to pursue the ideals you can follow to reach enlightenment, but no matter how you choose to ascend back into the higher realms, you will, as long as effort and dedication are shown. As long as you're willing to use the natural energy you carry within for creative purposes while expanding your reception of the energy you're being given from the higher realms, your creative projects will reflect the love and the hard work you put into them, and you'll feel an immense sense of satisfaction when you look back on your earthly journeys with the knowledge that you did everything you could to help others. Service is an important aspect of life in the higher dimensions, and many of you are realizing that you're on the earth to serve humanity, to help them find the higher vibration they're destined to find. You're on the earth to offer yourselves as conduits for the expression of your higher selves, and even though each of your roles are different and unique, they all entail connecting with this greater spark in one way or another. Even people who are deeply entrenched in your mainstream culture are accessing a higher part of themselves with the things they create. And when consciousness grows to the proportions it's expected to, these souls and plenty of others will use their gifts to help humanity live and thrive, running your planet sustainably and raising your collective vibration immensely. Everyone will contribute to your new society, and the harder the conscious public works now, the easier it'll be for the rest of humanity to awaken and start the greatest of their work as well. You can employ a greater level of self-discipline than ever before, and without burning yourselves out, you can bring through a greater amount and purity of creative works than ever before, and the people you intend to uplift will certainly benefit. If serving others is your goal, you're wholeheartedly encouraged to use the abilities you're discovering to their fullest extent, helping others along their journeys in the process. Using your divine gifts. You can use your respective divine gifts to help others find a pure state of consciousness, and when you're back in the higher realms, you'll be shown all of the positive and selfless things you did to help others out of the limited perception they were entrenched in. If you believe in yourselves and your capabilities, you'll be infinitely able to help humanity find a higher vibration and flow from there with inspired creations. Empowerment is essential to achieving the things you're destined to achieve, and we forever encourage those of you who feel as if you have a purpose on the earth to empower yourselves with the sacred knowledge of your divine souls who can never be away from the higher realms for too long. However difficult and painful your trials on the earth are, they're but the blink of an eye in the vast sea of creation you have yet to traverse and enjoy. The difficult and painful experiences you're undergoing on the earth will seem very small and almost unnoticeable when you're back in the higher realms, because you'll be far too enamored by the amazing things around you to look back on the ills that previously plagued you. You'll enjoy the perceptual gifts you'll be endowed with, and at a certain point, you'll understand that you're the ones who brought these gifts forth, that they weren't given to you by another higher dimensional soul. When you discover just what you're capable of, we are confident that many of you will use your capabilities to work harder than ever before on the restoration of consciousness and awareness. Earth is one of many planets that are in line to evolve, and when the Earth's ascension is complete, the ascensions of various other planets and civilizations will be kick-started, and many of you will have your hands full with missions, tasks and responsibilities. We can envision multitudes of seekers who took part in the Earth's ascension delightfully incarnating on other lower dimensional worlds so they can help others ascend, and once the Earth is a higher vibrational planet again, the planets you will incarnate on will find it much easier to raise their vibration too. All of creation will eventually move up in consciousness and awareness, and these ascension-related events will continue to happen until all of creation is back with Source, experiencing no identity or memory but simply existing in the bliss and wholeness of our completed journeys. For now, we all still have plenty of dimensions to traverse, and the fifth dimension will be your first stop in a creation of infinitely loving and harmonious realms. We speak of realms where love and harmony are far, far more pervasive than negativity and hatred. Everlasting joy and bliss. In fact, negativity and hatred as you perceive them don't exist in these realms, and there's only pure, everlasting joy and bliss. All of the higher qualities we could use your limited vocabulary to describe constitute the higher realms, and even they fall short of the beauty and wonder of these realms. Suffice to say, many earthly souls who have trouble in the lower dimensions remember what it was like to exist in the bliss of the higher realms, even if their memory's subconscious. Beneath the surface, many souls can feel the pull to be back in a higher state of consciousness, and this is partly responsible for the call that was made for the light workers and starseeds to incarnate on your planet and raise the collective vibration. Humanity could use some assistance with raising their vibration, and most people on your planet aren't even aware they emit a constant vibration that grows purer in every moment. However unaware of this truth some souls are, those of you who are aware are diligently using your greater perception to do exactly what you came to your earth to do, raise consciousness. In doing so, you're finding that your reception of the divine grows with each attempt you make to open up to it, and it'll continue to grow until it's stronger than one would have ever thought or expected. We'll make our final expressions for this communication with gratitude for the diligence you all continue to show in contributing as much as you can to your planetary ascension. Many conscious souls are pushing themselves to help humanity refine the higher realms, and they're learning how to work hard without burning themselves out. The creative source you can each tap into will provide every bit of inspiration and energy you require, and even when your physical body's tired, you can constantly refill and act on this energy. You just have to believe you can, and we sincerely appreciate the efforts of those of you who've tapped into this everlasting creative source and those of you who strive to tap into it and work harder than ever before. All of your efforts are duly noted and appreciated, and no effort to help humanity become aware is seen as larger or smaller than the other. Thank you to my higher self and spiritual guides. Conveyed through Wes Anak. cultureofawareness.com